Yeah, I guess that'll work for a water bowl. I'm happy with that. Off to the next.
What's going on, guys? It's been a couple days since I made a video. I figured I'd make one real quick. It's kind of bittersweet. I've got some good news, some bad news. I'm sitting out here in my almost complete monitor enclosure. I've got to do the doors and stuff. But, I was building this enclosure for my black throat, and I'll kind of pan around and show you where I'm at on it. I got all the screen up and the roof on, all the walls up except the front. Well, I don't know if you haven't watched any of my other videos, welcome to my channel. If you caught my earlier videos where I was talking about, I mentioned in one of the videos that my black throat, when I moved him to his larger enclosure, he started acting funny. I got the black throat in November from the reptile show, and I had a caiman that I kind of inherited, and I'm in Georgia, and caimans and alligators and all kind of the good stuff is pretty much illegal here. So I didn't want to keep him and end up having to pay some astronomical fine for having something I ain't supposed to have. So I took him and I traded him at the show for the black throat and give a little bit of money in between. And it's not the vendor's fault because he didn't really know either. The black throat came in on a trade. Well, that was in November. He would have his good days and his bad days. He would feed good, and then he'd go off feed for a couple days, and he'd feed good. I'd done everything I could to make sure he had what he needed, for sure. I mean, it's a $400 lizard. You're going to make sure he just got what he needs. Well, he got to where he wouldn't eat anything but crickets and would barely eat those. And if you know anything about black throat monitors, they grow exponentially quick and they eat anything. Well, I took him up to my vet, just have him checked out. When we established that he had a parasitic infection going on, so evidently he was wild caught. Went ahead and shot him up with some fenbendazole, or some of you might know it as Panicure. It's a parasitic cleanse that's really safe for everything other than, I think, like vipers and turtles. And he sent me home with some, because after about a week you want to go ahead and give him another dose. Well, he was at 170 grams at that point, and within a week's time, other than eating the crickets is all he would eat, he dropped down to about 165, 160. So he was losing weight, which is never a good sign with your reptile. But he would seem like he'd bounce up and get better, so I thought he was getting better. He still wouldn't eat. Well, then he went off feed of the crickets. He would not eat the crickets. After, on the 5th day of him not eating, I had to grind up a bunch of stuff in my grinder, which I done some mice, turkey, just mixed it all up, something good and healthy, and had to force feed him. Well, he went back to eating crickets after the force feed, and I said, well, maybe he's getting better. The last feed, I fed him one night, went to bed, got up that morning, it just wasn't looking good. He regurgitated all of it, and on top of that, his he had like a real runny stool. Well, he didn't make it through the day. He died that day, and was really upset by this because I'm building this enclosure was anticipation of him going in here. From that point, unbeknownst to me, my wife, she knew I was upset. She got online and started looking to try to find something to kind of fill that, that hole. And I wanted to tell you, do not, under any circumstances, please do not use backwater reptiles for anything. Now, I ordered for them in the past, and I've stated that in other videos. I ordered my hognose from them, which was supposed to be feeding on pinkies, which still has not eaten. And that was in December when I got the hognose. And I've tried sending it. We're finally getting some warm weather. I'm planning on going tomorrow to try to catch him some frogs to feed him. And he's still doing good. And I noticed that he did not come from California either. He came from Florida, and after doing some further research, I read they were kind of the middleman. But she found they had supposedly a black throat that was 4.5 foot, and she was going to try to get that for me without me knowing as a surprise. And when talking to them, originally the girl stated that they had one left. They had sold all the other well-started monitors they had, and so we was under the impression, well, she was that, hey, they've done this before. Well, everything was cool until she had asked for pictures. And I'm just getting the backstory and looking at all the emails she sent. Them people were impossible to get a hold to. When she asked for pictures, they almost went non-existent on us. But supposedly this is a monitor that's in their store, supposedly. Said they normally don't send pictures. Which is another flag. On top of, you can't get a phone number for these people. We're trying to buy, she was trying to buy a $600 lizard from these folks. And they acted like they ain't never shipped one. And wouldn't even get back with us with simple questions that you would ask about something you're about to spend $600 on. So once she told me about everything that transpired with them, and I mean, she sent email after email to these people, and they would not respond. Well, with her doing that, I decided to send an email because I had a question about my hognose still not eating. Well, they still have not responded to that email either. So do not buy from them people. You vote with your money. They can't provide good customer service. I don't care how bad you want it. It's not coming from them, and you're probably not going to get something that you're satisfied with. So Backwater Reptiles is a no-go. Here's another. They've got bad reviews if you just look them up. So here's another bad review for you for Backwater. And I'm running into 7 minutes on this video. I'm trying to hurry it up through for you guys. But I wanted to put that in there and stress that point. You have no idea the hoops my wife jumped through trying to get this thing. And then they told us they had to, told her that they had to work out the logistics on it because they've never shipped nothing that big. Well, the other lady said they done sold all the other ones. So, I mean, you have no idea what they, who they are, what they are. So don't buy from Backwater. But back to, I guess, the good news. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I owe it all to my wife. She found it. She actually got in touch with one of the vendors. And what's funny is the vendor she got in touch with was the guy that ultimately ended up with my Cayman, which is, I mean, what's the odds of that, right? He's got something that he's bringing me Saturday when we go to the show. And I'm going to do a video for you guys of the whole show. And, just if there's something you want to see or are looking for at the show that you'd like for me to find for you, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to find it and get you some good video of it. But yeah, I got something pretty sweet coming. I can't wait. I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's going to be, today is Tuesday. It was Tuesday night. It's going to be a long rest of the week till Saturday. We got VIP passes to get into the show, so we get to get there early. And I'm going to make sure I take some good video for you guys of the show. And, it's going to be great. I'm pumped about it now. Went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. This guy, he had no problem. Just like, yeah, I've got what you're looking for. Send us a video, pictures. I mean, anything you can ask for. You ask Backwater for pictures, they're going to laugh at you because they don't have it to get you pictures. And if they do send you a picture, it's probably not going to be the animal you're going to get. So yeah, I'm pumped about that. I can't wait to be able to show you guys. And I got to get back to work on this because I got to get it done. And I'm really pumped about it. So stay tuned for that. And I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. And I said it's been a minute, a couple days I put a video out. Sorry it run a little bit long. And until next time, I appreciate the subscriptions. And as always, if you've got any questions, comments, leave them below for me, and I'll do my best to get back to you. So, catch you next time.